Hey everybody, so this is going to be my first video here. I'm going to take a look at some loose leaf teas and some tea bag teas, and I guess we're going to try and do a blind taste test to see if I can figure out which one's which. Hopefully I can. I have Candy Tree Black, which is a black tea from May Leaf. It's a loose leaf tea. I have probably something that most people are familiar with is a brand called Twinnings. This is an English breakfast, steep for 4 minutes. This is your standard breakfast black tea bag. And then we have Louisiane tea, which is just a brand I recently found, which was like $1 for 50 of these, and these things are huge. There's a lot of tea in there, so that's super cheap. We'll see if it tastes super cheap. Probably. So we already got this washed, or the tea washed, rinsed. So we're gonna make our first infusions for all these teas, brewing them all around 205 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit, just to give them all a fair shake. And obviously with Gung Fu style brewing, we don't brew nearly as long as with tea bags. This is gonna brew, I left the lid off for maybe 10 seconds. I'm gonna let it go for another 10. And then how we're going to do the blind tasting, since it's just one person, it's gonna be kind of hard, but I devised a plan. I have this cake decorating thing. Like I said, I'm a chef, turntable for decorating cakes. So we have 3 cups on here for the 3 teas. They're all labeled with their respective teas that I'm going to put in them. Candy Tree Black, which is the May Leaf tea, the loose leaf right here, which is going to go now and be done brewing. We still have to let the tea bags brew for another minute or so. Candy Tree Black, Louisiane, and Twinnings breakfast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them up with their respective teas, look away, spin, and then I'm not going to look at the teas. I'll look at the camera or at the wall. That way I can't see the color, and I don't have any bias that way either. Because I think the most important part is to not look at the color after brewing it, so we'll not do that. They'll probably be similar. They're all black teas. Some of them are better than others, which is, you know, whatever. Curious to see your thoughts on what you think about tea bags versus loose leaf tea. Personally, I only drink loose leaf. I'll drink tea bag tea doing experiments and figuring out, testing my palate and stuff. But just to drink them, no. No thanks. It's just like powdered tea. It's not good. All right, let's pour our Candy Tree Black. That's Twinnings. Candy Tree Black. I'm gonna fill them all up about the same. There's our Candy Tree Black. I'll put that on the thing. We can actually just get rid of the tea table right now. Keep that on there. Okay. Ooh, sketchy. Okay, let's get our Lazy Susan type deal up here. Now our Twinnings breakfast, which is this one right here. This is gonna pour so bad out of a coffee mug. Oh boy. Yep, that's what we figured would happen. It's whatever. Let me get a, thought I had a rag in arm's reach. Oh well, I guess not. We'll just wipe it off. Kind of chaotic. And then our Louisiane black tea, which is right here. I'm gonna do it over. That's annoying. Okay, cool. They all do actually have generally the same color anyways, but I'm not gonna look at that because that would be cheating. So I'll spin it, look away, come back, spin it, look away. I'll do it a couple times. There's 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more time. Oh, nah, it didn't work. 4. All right, now I'm not gonna look at them. Look directly at the camera. Okay, so now let's try them. That's this one. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the color either. That's okay. Let's try the next one. That was a really good tea, by the way. I think this is our loose leaf. That one's really bad. This one tastes. Let me go back to this one. That one tastes like grapes. This tastes like grapes, berries. It's really sweet. This is whatever this one is really astringent and bitter. Oh boy, man, it's my mustache. That's awful. That's not a good tea. I'm gonna guess that that's Louisiana. Just because of how bad it is and how cheap it tastes. Let's try this one. That's just a meh tea. I would say that that's probably the Twinnings. I would guess. Yeah. That's just not good. So these are our 2 tea bags, I'm guessing for sure. I'm locking that in. And I think that this is our Candy Tree Black from Mayleaf because it tastes like it has some depth to it. It's actually a good tea, and I wish I had more of it, but it's gone. And if it does end up being a tea bag one, then I'll have to start buying that tea bag more. That's the worst one by far. Okay, I'm gonna look now. Okay, let's start with the middle one, the one that tasted the least offensive, but also not good. The one that tasted the least, like had the least amount of flavor, just meh. It was this one. And let's see what that one is. The Louisiana. Okay, so the Louisiana is meh. It's not a good tea. It's not the worst tea. The Twinnings, though. The Twinnings was the worst by far. This gave me a face of disgust, and that's awesome. And that means we got it right. And this is the Candy Tree Black. Just to reaffirm. So we can tell the difference between good and bad tea, and I think that's one of the main things that people argue about against loose leaf is that, oh, what's the difference? You know, what's the biggest difference between loose leaf and tea bag tea is that with tea bags, the tea inside of them is such. Actually, I'll just show you. No, I won't. Okay. I think I only had that one tea bag in my entire room, and it's gone. Oh no. Chaos. Tea bag tea. Let's take a look at it. This is what it looks like. It is just straight up dust. If you can see that, it's like a fine powder, and that could be stems, buds, leaves, twigs. Who knows what's all ground up in there? It's usually the tailings or the millings or the leftovers from making good quality tea in a tea bag. And because it's a powder, there's so much surface area that when you do brew it, it pulls out all the bad and all the good at the same time. So it pulls out all the bad right up front. So all of the super bitter astringent notes, all of those come out, all of them, and all the good notes. So sometimes there is good notes, like with the Louisiana, which was the meh tea. It did have a fruity note, just barely, but it was so overwhelmed by the astringency and the bitterness that it got lost in translation. And that's just part of the problem with bag teas. Whereas, let me show you. This is our Candy Tree Black. You can see in here, I don't know if it'll focus on that, but you can see those are full leaves and buds. I think this is 1 bud, 2 leaf pick. What is the picking on this? Let's see. it's a bud and 2 leaves is the picking. So we know what is going in the cup. We know what kind of leaves, what kind of bud to expect, what ratio is. And we can brew this like 6-7 times. Whereas with this tea bag stuff, you get 1 brew. And it's a strong, bitter, not so good brew. You can't brew it again because then it's just garbage. Even worse than before. So yeah, that was my video for the day. Kind of just testing out my palette, putting my first video up here. So please, you know, check it out. Stay in the following in the know, and I'll be posting more videos about tea and teaware and all kinds of other stuff. So thank you. Bye.